they are saying excess material from outside of the contract closing where they had to go deeper, longer, wider. What are you?
That's one thing.
Go ahead.
They brought this up earlier, and they asked for a decision, and the decision was made, and then they this is our information, one last time, we're going to be taken out. We're going to do that process now, but we've already done that. Planning board is a typical update. Planning board members for review documents that are focused on ROC, grade and site contract solution lab, site engineer, site, operation maintenance manual, training video, budget, for that kind of anticipated remaining for somehow we're trying to but all I did, yeah, I don't see a bill, so I'm guessing all I'll ever see is the email, and so I attach that to the full budget report from the email, and then to, if you, I got my attach that to the, okay. And so that's reflected on your full budget. So, to the final end, we're going along to punch list, site work, ball field, the stone retaining wall still needs to be worked on. There's some drainage issues like that still need to be addressed. Pavement doesn't seem to be put in the right way. Refill is continually finding things we need weekend yesterday. And it's approved. No, but there'll be this new site survey, license survey, where they've done elevation. And his drawing should show the way they built it, which is colored lines and that. This is how we can take it, and how we're going to it's not like you're going back 3 years later, you're gonna have and they shouldn't have to, they should just be able to clean and grind the top and add back to it without going all the way to the subject. If it's 4 inches, no, 1 inch fine. I don't know what's been done since last week, but when I got there, looking at Monday, it wasn't like, it was blocking it, or, there was still ridges in there where you running on it. Got them separated in the back. Why do we let this one hold up? Yes, there's communication. But for the truth, is everyone was done under it. I had a thing you have to see a couple of years ago, and I got an indication from contract and started engineering, and what's that? This got pulled up as well. So it's not unusual to see that. But, yeah, with power, wiring, cable, that's about it. The other 2 are your primary electric going into the site. The others are spares, and you have an on-first
More wire.
That's the first one. Those 3 are then spares. You always have another 4-inch electrical spare. And then you have 2 spares for communication. One is introduced as a wiring, which brings up the into the building. That's your power. That's If it was a missing utility, we would have known about it. So it's obviously nothing that.
don't think, I think it's probably,
I can see the receiver there on the right-hand
Right.
side, so it can be bolted closed. I'm not sure what we spec, but I can certainly make it happen.
well, I don't think the law requires it.
No, it does not.
They're telling me that you could have electric wires where anybody can come and open it?
Well, you have electric, yes. I
Okay.
mean, as far as this, I'm not seeing where power is.
Oh, that's what I asked you, is this
Two
electricity?
primaries going into that,
Where?
I
the
see,
two gray
I see
cables.
mostly
I'm not sure
empty.
this is an all low voltage.
I think that's there's no 4-inch pipe there for the primary. I think
It
that's
looks to me like this
I
is just
think the,
pipes filled
this
with
is just
water.
for the low voltage stuff.
You think primary bypasses that?
You think so? 'Cause I wouldn't think,
There's no 4-inch pipe, those are all 2-inch.
yeah. I think it's a straight shot with the 4 on the electric side. I think this is all low voltage.
Is that why the stone wall was, in the other picture you had, the stone wall was damaged? Oh, it looked like they took it apart right there.
This,
Yes.
because some of the utilities came across that area, they had to remove the wall. And then they tried to put it back with a bucket loader.
So, I guess,
I'll move forward with trying to bolt an electric handle down.
well, you don't think it is electrical though,
Well, it's called an electrical handle,
but it's,
but in this particular case, it was low voltage probably.
so the electrical comes in somewhere else.
Yeah, electrical may stay underground. May not come back up until you get to the transformer.
Even if it's not electrical, kids are gonna be playing ball on that field. You don't want little kids
Oh,
opening
I
that.
think it should be locked, I'm just wondering with,
Yeah.
the electrical doesn't go through this, so
Yeah.
is there another? It just comes
No,
off,
I
the
think-
electrical comes off the pole somewhere and goes directly.
Well, you can see it coming down right there, on the left-hand side, that's part of the electrical coming down. See the beginning of a sweep, and it sweeps and runs underground until you get to the transformer.
Yeah, I guess
Because
it's-
there's only one handhole on this project, and that's it, and I don't see electrical power there.
Okay, so if we can just, I mean, I just asked that.
If I had the drawings, I could describe it to you a little bit better.
All right. You all set with that? John? yes?
So,
I'm sorry, I'm not. I have one other thing.
Okay.
So, how long are we gonna wait for this field issue to be addressed? You're saying something was addressed, that picture was from last week.
Okay,
So how long do we wait before we, just holding back
Right,
money
okay.
doesn't seem like it's,
right, well, we waited somewhat because weather obstructed the work, and we solved that. At this particular time, we don't think weather is obstructing the work. They've gone out there, they've done some work. They thought they did it adequately. We've argued that no, still rocks out there, it's still uneven. You need to go back and address it. They've only got that information less than a week. So, they need time to, immobilize and do that work.
because I mean, it looks, we're not gonna get grass at this point. Is there grass growing? Because there was a
Grass
lot
is
of,
growing.
there was a lot of dirt there.
The grass is growing, but it's not growing everywhere.
But they're responsible for getting the grass going for
Yeah, a complete stand of grass, mowed. a
Something
couple
about
times.
4 cuttings or something?
Three.
cuttings,
Three,
and the
four.
grass was probably this high last Tuesday, so maybe they won't.
Yeah.
It was pretty high.
But I mean, what's to prevent them from saying, okay, we got 3 cuttings, there's your ball field,
They
and
need 3 cuttings. I advised them when I was there Friday that they also need to apply weed killer, because weeds are coming up, and they have to apply weed killer, and then fertilizer is probably a good idea, and that's in the spec. So they didn't read ahead and know that, so now they know that.
but is there something, I mean, in the contract that specifically says that the T-ball field, or Little League field, or whatever you want to call it, that area needs to be put back to the same way it was?
yes.
Yes.
And that's spelled out in the
Yes.
contract. So we
Yes.
can tell them, even if they've cut it 80 times,
Right.
this is not right, fix it.
Even to the species of the grass.
Okay.
All right, good.
Sure.
Yeah.
One of the issues we're tracking is the acoustical partition.
The what?
The acoustical partition between the,
Yep.
separates the great room. So we had an acoustical consultant who advised us on how to, improve the acoustics around the great room. So we had a specification for a acoustical partition to separate those 2 spaces. And I believe what's called the sound transmission coefficient, which is the rating of that partition, was an STC of 51. That was a brand called Huffcore. The contractor decided not to submit on the Huffcore, but submit on a Medico?
Mountain Falls.
No, not Medico. Medico.
you're right, there's two names, but I think it's Medico, product. And they didn't have the 51, so I told them, okay, well, 51's the minimum, give me the next one. So they gave us a 54, STC of 54. There was other problems we had with that manufacturer, I'm not a big fan of them. The support, we went through the whole thing on how to support that thing. So, we did have a requirement, because the acoustical consultant said, okay, so when they get out there in the field, it's advisable to do a test on the door, make sure you're getting the door that you asked for. So, we have that in the specification. Contractor is responsible for hiring an acoustical person doing an acoustical test on the door after they installed it. And we had details to install it, to put insulation above the ceiling, to come down from the wall, and to create a good acoustical separation. So they do the first test, and the first test is horrible because you can see daylight through the operable partition. They didn't really set it up very well. They failed. Test is on the contractor's dime, so he comes, and by the way, he hired the same people we hired, so there's a little continuity there, which is a good thing. The second test comes back and it's still too low, and they think they can tweak it, get it up a little bit more, and they do a third test, and the third test comes in 1 point less than the previous test. So the acoustician, who is the expert here, starts investigating acoustical partitions, and she determines that there is a rating system for partitions based on STC, and it's a kind of laboratory analysis of what you have. But when you go into the field, you do a test, and that test gives you an NIC, noise something coefficient. And the numbers don't coincide. An NIC of 51 isn't the same as the STC of 51. There's usually, they say, a 5 to 8 or 9 point drop. So if you have an STC of 51, you can expect a NIC, NTC, maybe it's an NTC, number that's 5 to 8 points less or 5 to 9 points less. And that's basically where they've been ending up without realizing it. So the acoustician is saying it appears as if the door that they're providing is equivalent to an STC of 51, which we specified. Even though we were supposed to get an STC of 54 because of the substitution, it ends up that this other manufacturer's STC of 54 really tests out at an STC of 51. So if that's the case, we're getting what we asked for. And the acoustician is saying, yes, we're getting what we asked for. And we're all of a mind to probably approve the door as installed. I asked Lisa if there was any, pronounced, acoustical issues with the door, if it was transparent or anything, and it's reasonable. So probably within the framework of the
They did all of the above stuff was done properly?
Yeah, when they failed the first two tests, they were trying to, so we got as much as we could out of it, I believe. The contractor should have, or maybe the acoustician should have told them earlier on that you didn't have to get to a NTC of 54.
Could you just repeat that? I just missed one part.
No, probably not.
The door's okay.
I just want to see if you
The
could
testing
say,
agent
if you
said
could say it
field
the same way
condition
again.
versus laboratory, you're fine.
So, John, may I ask, if they put the extra insulation in, did they do anything with the seals? Did they do anything different?
No, the seals are the seals that came with it.
Okay.
So if the seals aren't sealing properly, it's a warranty issue right now.
No, everything's, it's sealing, it's just, and it's probably due to the heat and humidity starting to come. It's just a little more difficult to open and close it now. So I just wondered if they had done anything other than the insulation.
No, the last test was probably dated more than 2 weeks ago. So I don't think they've done anything since then.
Okay.
So when you said at one time you could see light through it,
Yeah.
did they make an
Yeah,
adjustment to
they
tighten
just,
those up?
yeah, they shouldn't even have tested it.
Can we ask them, can we look into if it should, different types of weather, the door should be hotter or easier to open or close? Or is it just because it's been settling, is there an issue with the door?
Could be a little bit of that. I wouldn't expect to see settling. When you see settling would be when there's a heavy snow load on the roof, and the roof deflects, you can
So
see something there.
She's,
But in the summer, there shouldn't be any deflection.
she's
like
clearly seeing a difference though in
that. Yeah.
how it moves. Can we look
Yeah.
into
We can certainly
In case
ask.
it's a
you-
warranty issue? or-
Is it, how difficult is difficult, I guess, and that's a really big question.
Okay, difficulty, I could all do it by myself.
Yeah,
I can't do it by myself now.
okay, that's reasonable. Let's call the contractor and see if there's been some, if it's been subject to change somehow. Okay, we talked about the pump house. The contractor continued to do the work during the project. You know, we denied his claim for extra cost. They continued under protest. They submitted a protest letter at the end of the job saying, here's all our documents, once again, please review it, look at it. We reviewed it, responded basically for the same reasons. We don't suggest that these are costs that are, these are costs that you should bear
Buildings come with floors, so, duh.
and insulated.
Insulation,
So, yeah,
ceramics, wrap.
so we denied it. Now the question becomes is, the way the contract is written, the architect is the initial decision maker. And later on in the contract, it says the decisions of the initial decision maker are final, pending, you know, Mass General law that I don't act arbitrary and capricious and stuff like that. So I don't know if this is the end of it, or nothing can stop anybody from filing a claim. But realistically, they would have to file a claim with the general contractor. General contractor would have to file a claim with you, because that's the way the money flows. General contractor, I've advised the contractor, don't bring this back to the table. So, hopefully that's resolved, but, you know, I can't stop somebody from filing a claim.
So I think, so in regards to the pump house, it's our responsibility for that deck,
It's coming, it's down
The
there.
stair,
Yes,
whatever.
the platform,
Yeah.
yeah.
And how about that? We wanted some type
And
of,
it's shipping this week?
It shipped,
Shipped today?
Yeah,
yesterday,
The invoice is on here.
shipped yesterday.
and there was an issue with the once a week running the water for half an hour was
but,
causing erosion.
yeah, but the erosion, they put a rock there, and it splashes on the rock, and the grass is growing, so once it gets established, there shouldn't be any issue. And we did look into seeing if that test could be done, could be automated. No, it's really intended to be a supervised test. Once a week.
I've talked to someone from
Yeah.
Cogswell. Nobody will say that they work in West Boylston, but I've talked to someone. I told them the situation.
Nobody from Cogswell worked there?
No, and I've seen a lot, but none of them will say they worked in West Boylston. And he said that it has to be watched for a half hour once a week, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once a month, once a week or once a
Once
month?
a week, you
Once a
will-
week. Watched meaning him if he's right outside, because that's the pumps, you wanna make sure that they don't burn up and cause
Yeah.
a problem.
he's watching.
And which he told me, which was interesting, what you think of now, if a pump's, in most cases, if a pump's burning up, it would turn off.
Mhm.
But in these cases, you wouldn't want the pump to turn off. If the building's burning
Right,
and the pump's getting hot, you'd rather run the pump
into the house.
till it fails, so these aren't designed to turn off when they get too hot. I don't know if that's, it seems logical to me, because why would you want a pump turning off if your building's on fire?
Unless it's, you know, digital and date, and they could say that this is a test.
But
You would think
maybe
that
that's
that would
the
be,
case.
I'm not a digital person, but I'm sure.
So help me here. Somebody has to mind that thing for half an hour a month,
Go out,
Week.
fire it up
Week.
once a week.
Every week.
once a week,
Yes,
okay? And that person is who?
My custodian,
Huh?
my custodian,
you don't have to.
Why isn't it the fire department?
You can, it's a town decision.
Yeah, that's not for this board. I mean, that's not for the Fisp committee. That would be an
I
operation.
mean, if you weren't a municipal building, the fire department wouldn't go and test every fire pump in a particular town. It's the owner of the pump that's responsible.
It'd be nice if we could just hook a hose to it and run the whole back on with that
Nice
weekly
irrigation,
pump.
nice irrigation.
Right.
Because I can imagine how much water must get thrown.
You have
Yeah,
a separate
do.
meter, right? Outside meter, okay.
That's a meter for outside. That's
What's
a,
the environmental concerns?
well, that is attached to the meter that doesn't go through sewer, right?
I don't know.
Oh, you better check that.
Yeah, we
I
have to
thought we
check.
asked that before. I thought we asked that.
So that pump station should not go, it should be on the separate meter. that doesn't go through sewer. So
Otherwise,
we're not
it
being built for
The
sewer.
wa, that
Well, it
water,
doesn't go into the
I
sewers.
believe
That's
that
irrelevant.
doesn't matter.
that water comes from the same water that goes to a hydrant, and I don't think their hydrant lines are.
So it's tapped off before the building at the hydrant that sits out there. So if the
Separate.
meter is further down by the building,
Yeah,
then this is outboard of the meter.
So we're not even getting,
We're getting water.
we're getting water, but it's not even being, the water itself isn't being metered either?
It's as if you were to go open up a hydrant, I think.
There has to be a meter to it, though. There's a meter to it, correct?
Okay,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is there 2 meters?
Can you find that out to make sure that it's metered and it's metered, a separate meter and not the way our sewer works in town is your sewer bill is based on your water meter reading.
sure, a percentage.
100%. We.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. That's like-
that's
No
a
loss, huh?
different
No
discussion.
loss.
Just talk to people who's in charge of that.
So we want to make sure that this is, one, being captured, and two, being captured by a meter that's off of this, that's a separate meter that doesn't get charged to sewer.
okay.
People can have them installed in the house if they
Right.
do a lot of irrigation.
Yes, I understand. It doesn't go back to the sewer.
Yeah.
I think that's it. As Tony said, we went back Friday, we monetized a new punch list, down to about $111,000. There's some big numbers in there, like $10,000 for the acoustical partition, which, goes away. And the current requisition, I believe, retains about $134,000, so we got more than enough to approve this requisition and maintain, the money to fix what's unfixed yet. All set.
Lisa, you have anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Some items that we still would like to get or need to get. I don't know if we want to put it on the FF&E or something else. The furniture, there is a coffee table that was missing from our original order. It goes into the lounge. We'd like to get that and an extra lounge chair because we have the room and we don't have enough seating. So that from Office Resources is $2,030.
So we'll put it, add the gift money? Do we have?
I mean, it's part of the project. I would make a motion that if she feels she needs it. why wouldn't we
The
just-
coffee table should have been in the original
Oh,
order. and
so did we already pay for it? No.
No, because it was missing requirements. So,
I'd make a motion that we purchase those 2 items.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
There's a question of the outdoor shed. We were gonna look into it for our outdoor furniture. The DPW would also like to use it for their voting, or town clerk for their voting thing. So it would be a little bit bigger. I don't know if that's something also for FF&E, or Nancy has also talked about our purchase service. We still have some money in there. But also, we need signs, we need dinnerware, we need a carpet cleaner, we need a computer lab. I don't know, if that's going to be something that we should ask for as a sponsor or, as a gift. So,
Well, can you get a price of all this stuff and put it on the, gift in there so we can have it up on next agenda?
I can give you the shed right now. It's going to be anywhere between $5,000 and $6,000.
What size?
What's that?
It's a 10 by 14.
10 by 14 is that's not a very big shed.
That's a very small
That's a
shed.
tiny-
Yeah.
10 by 14.
That seems like a lot of money for 10.
That seems like a lot of money.
You
No,
gotta put down a stone pad for it.
well, no, I mean, no, I'm sorry, I don't think 10 by 14?
It's not very big,
That's tiny.
It's small.
10 feet by 14?
For a
feet?
shed?
yeah.
It's the size.
That-
You couldn't fit a lawnmower, you could
Very
just
small.
barely fit a lawnmower in it. I mean, a ride on it.
That's a very, very small shed.
I would ask DPW what size they recommend.
Yeah, that's a good, maybe we can send them a note to them, and like I said, put a list together, an itemized list, and we'll put it for next meeting.
And then I just, in regards to this voting equipment, this is a shed, this isn't a garage, that, I don't know if that stuff
It's
is
not gonna be
really
very secure.
safe out there. and, you
It's
know.
the,
I mean,
it's
is
the
it
plastic,
weather
the new
tight?
plastic, ballot.
She's talking about partitions where you,
Yeah,
not the
partitions.
machines,
No,
the,
I understand, but this is a big, I mean,
Why can't they put them downstairs in
I'm
the
just gonna
basement?
say
That's
that.
where they
That's-
always
They are.
are.
Just
I don't
leave
know,
it.
I didn't know they were gonna be moved to
I
next
I
door.
wouldn't recommend that at all.
we're talking twice a year, and we're gonna store them there.
And plus, it's so, it could be wet, you got weather out there, it's gonna freeze and cold. Doesn't make any sense.
There was just asked to,
Okay.
like, they wanna get it out of the basement, have it there closer since, you know,
Right.
the voting is
We're
there,
talking
so.
twice,
It's not a big
twice
deal.
year, it's not worth.
But I still think for a shed, you need something bigger than that.
are we looking to do this shed as part of this project through RAC? Or are we?
No.
So,
no.
what, as far as the funding for the shed, that-
Depending on the size of it, we had the conversation, you may need to go back to planning board.
okay, but, I mean, that's a great use for the
And that's what I was
Megradishian
saying
money.
before, the money from, yeah, the gift money.
Yeah,
Okay.
And next year you'll also get the line item with the $9,900
The building maintenance,
building maintenance.
Yeah, and gardening tools and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Anything else?
no,
Okay, so we'll put a list together for us,
okay.
and, we'll send an email to DBW, Nance, and see what size they recommend. You know,
Lisa?
Because you have all the, equipment and stuff like that, lawn equipment.
I have a 12 by 12 shed, and it's like, I wish it was bigger.
I know, exactly.
Well, there is some type of limit, I think, in town.
It is.
Right.
Once you go, so you have to get a building permit for it.
Once you go over 120 square feet, you have to get a building
So
permit.
that's 10 by 12.
Right, so that's not a big thing. I mean, you gotta get a building permit, so you gotta get a building permit, that's no big thing.
So, I mean, I'm just looking at this paper that she had, it's Reed's Ferry Sheds, 10 by 14, 4,300, 4,700, 5,300. Does that include installation and floor? I think that's, I doubt it. I bet this price is just the shed.
I think, just like anything
No,
else.
Reed's Ferry includes installation.
This does.
And the floor's probably extra.
I don't know about that, but the shed prices you're getting from Reed's Ferry is installation. And I think that if, remembering that commercials from memory, I think that's the soup to nut price for the shed installed with whatever needs to be put down to install it.
And I think we should get 2 or 3 prices too. There's a lot of people that make sheds, so.
There used to be a guy like right where you turn before you go onto the bridge at the reservoir there. Wasn't there always
Yeah, I
like
haven't
a
seen those
like
things.
that?
Yeah.
Right past DPW?
And there's a place in Sutton, Skips there. I don't know.
Well, I
All
mean, we,
right, we'll talk about that.
Lisa?
Yeah.
I haven't seen a bill for moving and relocation. Is there a company?
Because our ex-landlord took care of the moving?
Yeah, he paid for that.
Acquisition took care of that.
There you go.
so you're not gonna see a bill.
There's $3,000 back to you,
All right,
because I'm not gonna see a
May I
bill.
ask also about signage?
yeah.
Good sign, there's, suggestions of signs up there. One, like we have here, this is a smoke-free, that's okay to put up. Cameras in use. I talked to O'Connor's and they said that people legally don't have to, but it's a good deterrent.
Yeah,
Yes, and then there's been a lot
Did
of
you allocate any of that
suggestions
yet or no?
of getting one done at the end of Prescott Street. But I think that would be a
000.
little bit bigger.
okay. Can you, like I said, put that with the other list of things you need, so we can get everything done for you.
The original, bid sheet had $5,000 set aside for signage.
Your original budget, we have
Oh.
$5,000 allocated for
Okay.
specialty signage.
I didn't know that already included what we had there now.
No, that was specialty, it's outside of the contract, it's typically, we always end up at the end of the job, signage somewhere, owners want something.
That's good. All right. All right. You also with John and Tony, everybody?
Do we have the score of the game tonight still? I'm trying to get it.
Saturday.
Hasn't
Oh,
dropped
Saturday.
to 8
It's
o'clock.
kind of 7.
Buck drops at
Probably
8.
won't go
8:30.
late on 8:30.
I told him to hold off till we get out of here.
Good man.
All right, approval of invoices, Carolyn Bennett Associates, 5999 for $2,677.50.
So,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yankee Engineering and Testing, 25995, $515.
Testing during final pavement.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
WB Mason 165652249, $2,399.97. It's from the $15,000 gift.
And that was the little scrubber that we saw in there? That's what this is an invoice for.
That's what it is?
Floor cleaner, yep, that little thing.
Wow.
So,
But you know what, the guy,
he said he liked it.
he loved it, yeah? All
And
right,
if you happen to be looking at the project budget, it's not in there because it came out of somewhere else.
here's the motion.
Second, or so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Physo Control Incorporated, 11903-5043, $1,495. This is a CR plus AED unit.
To defibrillator unit.
Okay.
That you had approved.
Yep.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Boundtree 83203-610, $217.99. Cabinet for AED unit for the controller. We talked about that.
So moved.
That one and the AED unit were both taken out of furniture fixtures and building equipment.
All in favor?
Aye.
CM Geeks 1933, $2,970. This is labor, PC setups, routers, network, phones. And this is just, what's supposed to come out of, it's not the operating, right, Nancy? It's just the, for setting up over there.
This is setting up the phones.
Right,
The
okay.
other issue is the, Ring Central that we need to discuss, because it was previously approved. But why don't we do this first, and then
Okay.
we'll go to Ring Central.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, now other, go ahead, Nancy.
Okay. Apparently, you had previously approved the Ring Central. The Ring Central is basically your monthly bill to have your phone system. And CM Geeks did this, and it goes from March 20th, 2019 to February 2020. It's $196.90. I don't think you want to charge this off at the project, because you're going to pay interest on a monthly utility.
196 a month?
It's $196.90 a month.
But that should come out of the operating budget, not out of this budget.
That's because otherwise, for 20 years, you're gonna
Yeah.
pay interest on a utility. It doesn't make any sense.
I think we did talk about this in the past, haven't we?
I think Anita and Paul set it up to be under the first year to be under the project budget and then turn it over, but
Yeah, then Nancy and I we talked about it last week. It doesn't make any sense, like Nancy said, that's
I would say it should be part of the operating budget, not part of this budget.
right. All right, so we don't need to do anything about that.
Should we make a motion?
I would
Since
make a
we
motion.
approved it?
Yes, I would make a motion to
Oh.
take Ring Central out of the departmental budget
So
and
moved.
not the project.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
so Nancy, will I be getting his invoices from March until now then?
I will email, yes, so you won't have a bill from the previous year. I'll email the Geeks.
Good.
See, in regards to CM Geeks, have they fixed the phone issue, getting new phones, or
We got the phones, yes.
so no more cordless?
It's no cordless and it's a lot better.
And
than what
it's,
he
you're
had.
able to transfer an intercom and
Yes,
say, there's somebody waiting for you to meet
yes.
the guy.
Yeah. Without having to dial 10 numbers.
Good. All right. All right, generator fuel oil fill ladder scheduled to be shipped on Friday, $2,365.55 with shipping. This is what we were talking about before.
Should show up in a couple days.
So we approving this invoice?
I
Need a
think,
motion?
It just says generator fuel,
if
scheduled to
you
ship.
approve it now, it would be,
So moved.
and that way we can have the board approve it, and that way we won't put it off until, we
Second,
won't pay for it until we get it.
a question on this one, though. This is, is the contractor installing this as part of the contract, and we just had to buy it, or how does this get installed?
I'm not sure how it gets here, whether it's in 100 pieces or not, but no, it's not the contractor's responsibility. So we may need DPW to assemble it.
I mean, but this is something that we can do
I
on our
don't
own.
know how much assembly is required.
But this is something, the DPW can install
Yep.
this, we don't need the contractor. Okay, that was my,
When they do install it, the suggestion we have is that you put a chain on it and bolt it and lock it to the foundation so it doesn't walk away again.
Is it just a freestanding thing?
Yeah.
It's not bolted to the building?
It's like you would see in a warehouse or a Walmart, you know, the stair, Home
It was
Depot,
about 3
stair
feet
with
or
a
so.
platform.
It was like 3 feet, or
Yeah.
5 feet high.
All right, and a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
aye.
All right, the deadline to give final bonding number to the town accountant is,
June 28th.
so we're gonna do it this meeting.
So, with the, if, correct me if I'm wrong, with the new way bonding works is if we don't use everything that we bond for, we can turn around and just, we don't have to do anything, we can take that money and pay down debt, correct? We no longer have to do that rigmarole thing where we,
I think you have to assign it to a like project. Remember when we went through the same thing at town meeting? And now we had the project we could apply those monies to? I think that's how it works.
so it would have to be to a like project, we couldn't use it to pay down, we couldn't say, we borrowed 50,000 too much, we're gonna pay down 50,000.
I don't believe we can do that.
But they changed, oh God, I asked so many questions on this article. They changed they being the Municipal Modernization Act,
Exactly.
changed,
No, let me ask Todd. Todd was out today. Okay. If we borrow and do not need...
problem is we gotta come up with a number right now.
No, not until the 28th.
Well, but, I
We have
guess,
to have another meeting before then.
but we could just defer it to the Board of Selectmen,
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
and then we can make the decision at our 26th meeting.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to defer that to the Board of Selectmen.
Second.
Any discussion then? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, review, mission, I asked this to be put off till the July meeting
Yes.
because,
Just a puck drop.
well, not only that, Mike is not here, he should be well aware of what's going on in Ravenel.
Mike texted me, just so everyone knows, he was out of town, he couldn't make tonight.
Yeah, I have no problem putting it off, but we can't put it off, because what if the next meeting, Pat and I aren't here? That means it might be put off forever, so
Well, yeah.
we need to look at it, because
We'll look at the next meeting, like I
Raj
said.
isn't here either, what
Right.
if he's not here, you know?
I just thought it would be fair to give Mike up to speed of what's going on
I
before we
mean,
start on it.
really, to tell you the truth, I think all it is to review it.
Yeah.
We're not making any, I don't know.
There was a question, I went to the Parks Commission meeting Monday, Tuesday, Monday night, and gave them the previous charge of Parks facilities and the updated charge of Parks facility, that they actually work in the same manner as Fisp does for a Parks project. So I gave them those, but anyway, so just
So I guess for
everybody knows
future
what their job
reference,
is.
for the board members that are here, are we reviewing it for some reason? Why are we reviewing it?
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons I want to review is for the CIB, so to see if they want to put funds into a certain area or as a one-time project, or to do it a partial funding or something. I think it's important to work with them. If we're gonna do some kind of update on anything, any other building.
So
I
why are we
can,
reviewing the mission statement?
I can tell you that the CIB, the amount of money that gets put in there, and this is, I'm going back a while, but the amount of money that gets put in there, and their 5-year plan, which is now 5 years old, but their 5-year plan, there is no money that goes into the CIB to do major building renovations. I mean, the smaller building renovations, yes, but anything over $250,000, they're gonna tell you no, that the CIB can't do that.
So, just so the next meeting we have, we're reviewing it just so we know what we do?
Exactly.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's a fair statement.
Because I think it strategic planning is part of it, which
Right.
we really
Yeah.
don't do.
Right.
Okay, any other updates? Next meeting, when is the, July meeting, Board of Selectmen?
It would be July 12th, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
We changed the date, didn't we?
yes,
Okay.
because the July 12th,
The 10th meeting. The 12th is the.
no, July 12th isn't gonna, July,
10th is the meeting.
July
Yes.
10th is the
July
Board of
10th.
Selectmen's meeting?
yes.
So do we wanna meet, like a day before that, or day after, just so we don't, go through the rest of the month?
The 9th?
Does that work, the 9th, is that Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
All right, July 9th, 7 o'clock.
I will not be here.
Just send us your report.
Yep.
So July 9th at 7 o'clock. Come on.
3/4 inch exterior grade plywood floor in your shed.
Yeah, sits on joists and sits on stone.
Yeah, and it just sits on the ground, they don't offer anything else, I know.
I think I'm going to 10 by 20.
Anybody else?
12 by 18.
Do you have a motion?
Motion adjourned.
Second.
All of it? You all set?
I think I'll go smoke some pot.
All in favor?
What's going on with the,
I think
You can't do that in a public place, you can't
there's
do that.
a planning board meeting about
Yeah, shut that up.
215 Shrewsbury, is I understand.